The reason I picked this topic is because I have a birthmark myself, and because I want to inform myself further and to inform others like you. So if and when you meet someone who has a birthmark, you don't have to ask what it is. To treat a vascular birthmark, you need a laser treatment. The laser treatment burns the blood vessels and causes a little bit of pain on the flesh. That makes the birthmark nearly invisible or completely invisible. Laser treatment is indicated for treating port wine stains. Steroid treatment is indicated for hemangiomas. And surgical treatment is a last resort for angiomas. Sallow patches and pigmented birthmarks do not require treatment. This is a pulse-dye laser, and that's what is used for port wine stains. There are three kinds of vascular birthmarks: port wine stains, hemangiomas, and sallow patches. Also known as an angel kiss, which is on the forehead, and a stork bite, which is on the neck. And also, pigmented birthmarks isn't a vascular birthmark, but many people confuse it for a port wine stain. This is me. This is a timeline of me from treatment day, when I got my treatment with the pulse-dye laser, to day 17, which you couldn't tell that I had a treatment. The treatment makes the birthmark purple on the first couple of days, and then has you can see many dots from the pulse-dye laser.
So this is my project on can music affect the growth of plants. So what I did first was I bought 4 plants. So I bought 2 plants and then 2 bulbs. And I took one of each, and I played music, all genres of music, to one for an hour a day for 15 days. So my hypothesis was that the music wouldn't have any effect on the plants, but it actually did, because plants can actually feel vibrations, but they can't hear. So the music I played affected the plants because they could feel it. So then the one with the music, you're actually about one, and I took one of each, and I played music, all genres of music, to one for an hour a day for 15 days.
In conclusion, my hypothesis seems to be wrong, but I wonder if we gave the plants more time to grow, if the results would change.
My posing question was whether or not weather, pun intended, could affect other places if it was close enough. Like, let's say it snows in Flagstaff. Does that mean it will rain in Scottsdale? And I thought, yes, that would be true. And as it turned out, by my analysis, yes, it is true. If the states or areas are close enough, they can actually have the same weather. For example, the 4 corner states, Utah, Colorado, Arizona, New Mexico, all have the same weather during the past weeks, which was cloudy, or mostly cloudy, and a little chance of rain.
How you can tell if someone is lying. The goal of this experiment was obviously to determine if someone is lying to you. I would look into the topic, how can you detect someone is lying? I utilized verbal cues and hand posture to tell the difference between the truth and a lie. Prior to conducting my study, my theory was you can tell whether someone is lying by the tone of their voice and the location of their eyes. Which is my hypothesis. I later learned this is completely incorrect, partially though, because their tone of their voice really does matter, but the position of their eyes is completely false, and I later learned that is a myth. The results from my research and experiment was I was able to tell the truth from a lie 65% of the time, and which is 10% more than the average human.
Okay, follow up. Are you thinking of joining the FBI?
No.
Okay. And what interested you in this topic in particular?
I thought people lie way more than you think they do, and so I wanted to find out what they're lying about and how I can tell if they're lying.
Okay. And so some of the misconceptions you were saying, some of it was myth?
Yeah, like if they look to the left, that's actually a myth. There's no scientific proof.
And my hypothesis was cells can be found in all living organisms. Plants and animals are also made of trillions of cells. And then my results were a cell is the smallest unit of living matter that can exist on its own, and it is what makes all living organisms. There are different cells such as plant cells, human cells, and animal cells. My conclusion was, from my research, I concluded that my hypothesis was correct. Cells do live inside animals and plants, and that makes us a living organism. Cells are basic in membranes, and they provide structure and function.
My hypothesis is that any plant can break the sound barrier. And I chose the sound barrier because, I wanted to know more about it, and I just think it was too interesting not to, learn about. So the experiment I researched, because I can't do research about, I can't do an experiment with the sound barrier. So I researched the first ever breaking of the sound barrier. So this is the first ever plane to break the sound barrier, the Bell X1. And a little fun fact about it is Chuck Yeager didn't think they could actually break it. He didn't think that it would work. He thought he was just gonna lose control and crash. So what they did is a little bolt thing that they used to control the plane with the pilot things up here, is they changed that and made it a faster reaction time. And with that, at the last second, he turned it a quarter of an inch, I think, and then burst through the sound barrier. And that was the first ever time that they had broke the sound barrier. So the Bell X1, amazing success. It smashed right through the sound barrier like a hot knife to butter. At 700 miles per hour was the top speed it went, and it went through the sound barrier going supersonic. All planes cannot break through the sound barrier, and I did learn though that the Bell X1 is the first step to supersonic flight, and how Chuck Yeager was the first ever person to break the sound barrier, and he will be remembered for the rest of supersonic flight, I guess. And I would like to acknowledge Miss Hall. She helped me a lot with my research and everything. Mr. C, my dad and my mom, Kyson on TikTok, because he actually posted a video that made me inspired to choose the sound barrier. And yeah, that is my presentation.
So this is my project on lucid dreams. So what are lucid dreams? Lucid dreams are when you are aware that you're sleeping, and it will feel like you are directing a movie. So there are, how do you have lucid dreams? There are two ways to force lucid dreams. So one way to force your lucid dream is reality testing. Reality testing is when you check at different parts of your day that you're awake. You can do this by pinching yourself or just making sure that you're awake. Another way to force yourself to have a lucid dream is a dream diary. So a dream diary will help you memorize your dreams or remember them, and this can also increase your frontal cortex. And the reason that you have lucid dreams is because your frontal cortex is so big. So what is the benefit of lucid dreams? So lucid dreams can help with your anxiety, better motor skills, improve problem solving, and it can make you more creative. But there are also bad things about lucid dreams, which is why I didn't do it as an experiment. The bad things about lucid dreams are less sleep quality, confusion, delirium, and hallucinations. That can happen throughout the whole entire day, which is really scary.
Do you have lucid dreams? Is that what interested you in this topic?
Yes, I had one lucid dream and I was really confused, so I searched what happened because I could control my dream. And so I searched it up and it said that it was a lucid dream, and then I decided to do my project on this.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.